Welcome to Coastside Poetry. Thanks to those of you who've zoomed in and those who are watching on YouTube. We meet virtually on the second Tuesday of every month to share our words. I'm Diane Moomey, and Steve Long and I are your hosts for this evening. Our featured poet event is being recorded and streamed live onto YouTube as we speak. So anyone can look at it later. We'll be posting the link on our website, coastsidepoetry.org. This evening, we welcome Veronica Kornberg, a Bay Area poet who splits her time between Portola Valley and Pescadero. Veronica is a recipient of the Morton Marcus Poetry Prize and the Wandering Aengus Book Award in Poetry. Her work has appeared in numerous journals, including Alaska Quarterly Review, New Ohio Review, Poet Lore, Catamaran, Plume, Calyx, Beloit Poetry Journal. She co-founded a long-running poetry reading club on the Peninsula and is a peer reviewer for Whale Road Review. At her home in Pescadero, you can find her exploring the tide pools or on her knees in the dirt, tending her habitat garden of coastal shrub. Her full-length poetry collection, Strange Gift, was published in April 2026. Please welcome Veronica.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Diane and Steve and Coastside Poetry. Folks, it's so nice to see you. I was telling Steve and Diane earlier that many years ago, the first time I read for an audience was at Coastside Poetry at Cafe Society in Half Moon Bay. So it feels really good to be reading. I decided to start. So here's my book, Strange Gift. I guess it's backwards on the screen. Makes it even stranger. And I was reading recently to a group of parents whose children were just graduating from high school and they were going off to college, and they were also undone. And so I decided to start tonight thinking of them, and I'll start with a poem called A Daughter Leaves Home. You're moving clear across the country, your first real job, with no idea even how to sew on a button. Last of the packing done, and you hold out a wool blazer, the one we found together in the designer section at Goodwill. You make those pretty please eyes, and my heart pricks. What else have I neglected to teach you? But with only a few minutes before you leave for the airport, it's not the moment to say, if a powerful older man shows an intense personal interest, if the subway entrance lights are out, I reach for the button box, that tin reliquary of jewel tones, 20 garnet organza-covered shank buttons saved from your prom dress, vegetable ivories from Peru, where every shopkeeper pinched your child-plump cheeks, basket weave leathers, antique brass, all sifting through my fingers like sea glass. I choose a circle of polished horn, lick thumb and finger, roll the thread to knot it tight. No one ever taught me how to sew a button either. I'd poked and bled until my buttons held, and a messy row of thread nests dotted the backside of the fabric. Perhaps this is just the way we learn, but I hope you'll simply watch a video and sew your first one perfectly. I do not say it. World, world, please do not hurt her. We sit together on the bed while I line up the hole, pierce the fabric with a diamond point needle. pull it through and through again until a black X marks the center. Then I hold it out for you to fold. I can see it's good to go, good enough for 1,000 fastenings, 1,000 unfastenings. Thank you, everybody. Love those big hearts. Metaphorical, imagistic, and literal. And this is a harder one for me to read. It's about my sister. It's titled My Sister, and I'll just read it. My sister, the four of us, Kathy, Ruth, our mom, and I, drove down to Maryland to visit Annie in the coma hospital, where she'd been sent after she opened her eyes and moved one finger. The place was great. Therapy 6 hours a day, and nurses like strong, funny angels swooping around her railed bed. One terrifying thing, every week the team tested Annie to see if she'd made enough progress to stay another week. And if she hadn't, she'd be moved somewhere else, somewhere not so great, but nobody knew where. There was nowhere. We should call our congressman and tell him to do something. That day was bright and cold. We wheeled Annie outside and sat on a bench by the parking lot, squinting into the winter low sun amid pocked mounds of plowed snow that had hardened to ice. We chatted in Annie's direction about a cardinal in the naked dogwood, about Mom's poodle barking hysterically at a snow woman in the yard, about balls of yarn slowly morphing into a crocheted Afghan on the recliner. I heard us packing the silent spaces, cramming them full of news and pictures. Annie didn't have many words, but she could still make her famous bird face to show a little sarcasm. So that made the conversation feel familiar and less desperate. Annie began to fixate on our mother. She is scary, she stammered. A kind of miracle, Annie speaking a complete sentence. Our mother blanched, then made a goofy, ugly face. Scary, she chimed, waving her gloved fingers. It was the most adult thing I've ever seen, the way she swallowed that pain and turned it into a sweet lick of icing, a joke, a little nothing. God, it was awful. Driving home, we stopped for the night at a freeway motel, the four of us in one room. In the lobby, we scarfed down a buffet, honeyed ham and gloppy macaroni salad, dinner rolls, spongy and soft as an old man's belly. There were 2 double beds in the room, and when I plopped on the corner of one, the whole mattress flew up toward the ceiling in a way that I cannot explain the physics of to this day. But I kept doing it, the mattress jackknifing in the dim room, until we were all laughing. We laughed and laughed until we cried. We were laughing so hard. It all goes together, the laughing and the crying. I'm trying to read ones that I'm not reading as much. And this is one, I like the imagery. It's all imagery of the Big Dipper in ways that have surprised me looking at the Big Dipper. It's also a sonnet. an appreciation. This time, I took the window seat. Awake, alone in the darkened cabin, I slid open the shade to look for what you had often marveled at, the aurora borealis glamorizing the polar route. But filling the entire frame instead, the dim connect the dots of the Big Dipper. Big deal. There had to be more. I stared a while at the curved handle, the squared off bowl forever ladling darkness. So this, I thought, is mine. Soup on a cold night. Familiar tune written on the staff of an empty ocean. Sleeping question mark of ordinary light. One thing I truly love about being a poet is always finding the truly extraordinary in the ordinary. This next poem is about my garden at night here, my native garden. And it's very wild here where we are. We have a lot of predators out in the garden. And to stand outside alone in the dark, knowing that there might be a mountain lion there or a coyote or anything. And then to be in my beloved place, which is full of native plants. And about a third of native plants are pollinated at night by moths and bats and such. So I was out there trying to look at nighttime pollinators. And the flowers are incredibly perfumed and incredibly sexual. And it's quite a feeling to be out there worrying about mountain lions and seeing this parade of very sexy flowers opening up in the night. Moon garden. The evening primrose is anything but prim. I blush at its frank availability, the fleshy stigma, swollen and sticky, that reaches beyond a yellow hem of heart-shaped petals, drool in the night air, and sacks of scent pumped loud as house music. The smell of damp earth, blood of the gods, rises under a ruddy buck moon. I am waiting for the arrival of the sphinx moth, which I have never seen. I am not a true creature of the night, not at ease with the beetle laboring toward nectar glands, nor with globs of pollen dropped and drifting on ghostly sheets. I draw my coat around my knees, even as I whisper poems to this floating world. Thank you. The floating world was the name of the ancient pleasure quarters in the old Edo regime of Japan. This poem is about my dad, and we were a family. We all had nicknames, and it was a lot of fun having all our nicknames. And my dad was especially the assigner of nicknames, but he had many. Oceans of time. From papa to poppy, then poppy seed, from seed, and finally to weed. That's what we called him, Weed. A man with no money, 7 kids, and a lot of ideas. He had bad wheels, meaning his feet, and an ocean of waves on his head. Occasionally, he weeded the tomato patch. Often, he knelt among kids in the sandbox. Bless him. In the bathroom, I once saw him rise from the tub like Poseidon from the ocean, bathwater rivering down his torso. "Kidoo," he said, snatching a towel. "Kidoo," I said back, staring. Weed. What did he desire beyond a night out alone with my mother? To maneuver around a dance floor, her body pressed against his. And what do I want now, here, with the ocean pounding at a distance and yellow poppies feathering up from the soil? I want his muscled arms to catch a cartwheeling umbrella in the nick of time, or lift me high on his shoulders, letting the waves overwhelm only him. Weed, how I miss the name in my mouth. A man of the gentle, kidding kind. A man lost to the ocean of time. My heart wheels around the goneness. I want only him, my pops, my poppy, and I, his poppet. That poem started out as a sestina, and then I mixed it up. But you can still hear a little bit of it with all those repeating words, oceans and him and words like that coming in there repeatedly. This is kind of a tribute to my husband, because when I was young, thought I would never get married. I never wanted to get married at all. And then suddenly one day it was like a Greek myth, I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to get married. So it's very amusing to me to be, one of the people that an arrow struck, like as in a good Greek myth. And it's from the point of view of a balloon. Balloon. By nature, lighter than air, I'm hungry to chase galloping clouds or shrink to a pinhead in the blue ripple of sky. Such a wonder, then, your hand at the far end of the tether. Astonishing to find I like it. The little tug earthward as the wind pulls at the top of my head. The line taut, then slack, then finger pressure danced. My swaying pouch, your shoes patterning the pavement. Look up, I cry. And you do. You do. And I'm just going to read two more poems. This one is sort of as the pandemic was ending. I had spent a lot of time in my garden of coastal scrub out here. And as the pandemic was ending and life was changing, I had to leave it a little bit. Soft ground. Though I tell no one, I can hardly bear to leave the garden, even for 1 week. Perhaps that shows something lacking in me, a fenced, emotional life, an imagination hard as clay. The entire ride to the airport, my chest tightens. Astonishing how a person can be changed entirely by the scent of sage and coyote mint, by the quick tongues of painted ladies that swarm the sea daisies, by hours of zigzagging bees, their back legs swinging. Am I a hermit now, in sunglasses and rubber clogs, tracking rainfall and scribbling random observations? But no, I am off. I am in the sky over the Pacific, landless as an albatross. Off to bore indulgent hosts with my enthusiasm for rock swales and the migration pattern of monarchs. For the bee at night, asleep in the orange room of a closed poppy. The swift sting of the solitary mud dauber, so docile usually, until I kneel atop its burrow. Yes, I will bore you with enthusiasm for the strange pleasure of tossing a dead mouse where the hawks and herons can spy it. How in mere minutes it disappears. I will be inexplicable in the manner of a foreigner. Most everywhere is like that now. I have finally found a home. Seeds of blue-eyed grass fall from their stalks into my palm, weightless. And this last poem is about the persistence of memory and the way our imaginations can keep things close. This is about my dog who has been dead for a long time now. Age of the Romantics. Old wooden bench with a crude rose carved on the back and tooth marks along one armrest. Testament to boredom on the part of our long deceased beagle. This is supposed to be a poem about the bench, which I placed so recently in the secluded little arbor under the myoporum. But here comes Boots, trotting into view, tongue out, hitch in the rear leg, gray muzzle. Here she wades into the unmown field, the shifting dry grasses from which she'll emerge smelling of herb and warm dust, with a deer tick crawling across her brow. She will stay, indulgent, as I inspect her sun-warmed head and back, brush away seeds and burrs and insects, stay until I kiss her nose. I have nothing to say, really, about Boots, except that the sun speaks of her on summer afternoons. And at the back of my eye, she waits, all shaggy grin and bad breath, waits for me to come and sit and stay. Whoops. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you. Why don't we unmute and make some happy noise here?
Worth it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Really beautiful reading.
Oh, great reading.
Really wonderful poems. I've already ordered your book.
Oh, thank you so much.
Great.
Every single poem.
Yeah.
Every
Yes.
single one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please put the link in the chat.
Yes.
Do you do
So
that,
wonderful.
Diane, or do I do that?
I think you will have to because I
Right,
didn't
okay.
I didn't prepare it. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Usually the authors just post whatever they would like, and anything coming up, events coming up, feel free to
wow.
post links for those too if you want to. So,
I'll put my website. Well, I have a reading coming up for new Rivertown poets.
Yay.
I
Yes.
know. Yes.
Next
Yes.
month.
Yeah. But boy, you guys are fun to read for.
It was great.
Oh,
It's great.
it's such a
Beautiful.
pleasure to have you here with us. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you chose poems that we could understand and follow along and read them so clearly. It's just marvelous.
Yeah, everyone goes to the heart, and humor and surprising endings. It was wonderful.
So much the personal that became universal. It's magnificent. And you're a beautiful reader as well.
Yes. Amen.
Thank you, Louise.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again so much. And we'll stop recording in a moment. Those
Thanks.
of you in the Zoom room, please stay online if you'd like to take part in the open mic. Thanks to all our YouTube listeners. Please tune in for our next regular Coastside Poetry event on Tuesday, August 11th, when we will welcome all of us as our feature, another all open mic. So thanks so much for joining us at Coastside Poetry and for helping to keep the lamps of poetry shining. Thank you so much.